quit my job a few months ago. I fucking hated it so much, man. I love quitting jobs as well, more than I like getting them. That's why I apply for jobs. I'm like, I'm going to quit the shit out of this in a few weeks and it's going to feel great. Then in interviews, they'll be like, how'd you leave your last job, Eric? And I'll be able to reply on incredibly bad terms. I always like to really leave them in the lurch as well when I quit. I do it at the most annoying moment possible. You know on Microsoft Word, when you've got loads of shit done, and then all of a sudden it'll crash, and it'll come up that Microsoft Word has unexpectedly quit. That's me. I'm that Word document. And there's no recovery mode, baby. I'm gonski. When I'm gone, I'm gonski. I quit this job by email. Which is so good. It's a good feeling, man, to quit a job. It's so freeing. It's what I imagine breaking up with someone's like. Maybe I should have done it face to face, but I'm not sure this job deserved that. The way it treated me. Although email would be a weird way to break up with someone, rather than even sending them a text. Because there's a chance they're not even gonna receive that email. Then when they ring you up to make plans for the weekend, you're gonna have to be like, can you just check your spam box? Have a look at your junk, because if you go to your junk section, there's gonna be some bad news for you there, hon. Is it not? It's not there. That is weird. You are Gmail, right? Hotmail. See, this is why it was never gonna work. I think you never have to feel too guilty about leaving a job though, because that job's gonna move on. There'll be new candidates. You'll see it on the Indeed app eventually, all tarted up, trying to flaunt itself. You'll probably even have that small moment of regret where you think, wow, general administrator role. You're absolutely banging. Damn. I think the jobs you can quit with no guilt whatsoever are minimum wage jobs. Because they don't give a shit about you. They'll replace you like that.
Like that.
Or maybe not like that. They've got to advertise it and interview candidates. There is a selection process involved. Probably be quite a few of these before they actually replace you. But you know what I'm saying. I always hate people that take those minimum wage jobs dead seriously. I used to work with someone like that.
Like that.
At this fast food place once. He was dead into it. He was always going the extra mile. He used to do stuff like wash his hands before handling food. Like pre-coronavirus. He used to say to me, Eric, the company value us, so we've got to value them. I was like, you're on minimum wage. The company legally couldn't value you any less. It would be a criminal act for them to disrespect you more than they currently do. Back to this job I quit though. I think the thing I didn't like about it was the getting up. And then the going to work. And then the doing the work. And then the thinking about the work when I got home. And then the worrying about getting up and doing it again the next day. And how my days spent off would be spent panicking about how many days I've got left until I'm at work again. If I had to pinpoint exactly what I didn't like about it, I would say its all-encompassing negative effect on my mental well-being. It wasn't a financially good decision to quit this job though, because you need money to live off and that, don't you? But I've got a couple of side hustles at the moment. I've got another part-time job, so I can pay my rent and it's all right. It's shit though, because most people can't quit their jobs because they've got people they're responsible for, and they've got to go to work no matter what. I'm kind of lucky because I'm young, I'm hung, and I'm full of cum. I'm a bit freer. I could easily be in a different position. I could be a bit older with a tiny dick and a wife and kids, and I'd have to drag myself from an incredibly small todger to work no matter how bad I felt. And also I'm lucky because I've got a degree, so that makes it easier to get jobs. But that's luck because our education system doesn't recognise a lot of people's talents. It only rewards a very narrow set of skills. Look at Duncan Bannatyne. He's got no qualifications. Says on his Wikipedia that his favourite thing in school was woodwork and PE. Are you seriously going to look me in the face and say he isn't a success? It's shit because some jobs are properly soul destroying. I wish there was a better safety net. I've been reading about this thing, this universal basic income. And I'm not an economist, so I don't know if it's viable. But basically the idea is that everyone gets money from the government every year or every month or whatever, and it's enough for them to live off. And that'd be mint, because if you had a shit job and you were treated like shit, you could just be like, fuck right off, mate. And you know you'd be alright, you wouldn't starve to death. Like, if companies knew you weren't having to choose between working for them and homelessness, they'd put a lot more effort into making it more attractive to work there. Right now, a lot of companies' recruitment strategy is, come work for us. It's better than starving to death. And I've had a few jobs where I don't know whether it is better than starving to death. Like, you know how there are charities that like help homeless people find work and all that? I think there should be charities that take people in full-time employment onto the streets. Just lead them to a bus shelter and say, don't worry, Deborah can't get you here. Here's some crack. But I also feel lucky that I've got something that I find kind of meaningful to do. Like, I do these videos and I do stand-up comedy. A lot of people haven't got that. Again, because society hasn't probably shown them that it's possible to do something you enjoy. And I've earned a bit of money off stand-up, and hopefully I'll be a bit more of a full-time job one day. And there are people that do work that kind of imbues their life with meaning. There's teachers, entrepreneurs, people who work at Forbidden Planet. They fucking love it at that shop. But I've quit quite a few things, man. And with comedy, it's not even crossed my mind to quit. Just wish everyone had something like that. See you next time.